also welcome you guys to join us in this forum, talking about how to equip ourselves well in this challenging career world. I'm very happy to meet you virtually, but at the same time, I'm very much happy to meet double Chris, physically in this room. So, Chris, I just want to have a better clarification. So Chris Jung and then Chris Cheng, right?
Yeah.
So for the sake of a clarification, how about I call you CC and CJ?
Sure.
All right. So just now we got a very short introduction about you two, but how about you also say a few words about yourself? How's your career journey shortly? Okay. How about we start from CC?
Yeah, sure. So actually, I graduated in 2011. So back then it's like 10 years ago already. So like you guys, maybe some of you are going to graduate soon. So just like you guys, I don't know what to do when I am going to graduate. Yes, to be honest.
That's true.
And but I'm lucky enough to meet my business partner, Vincent, in City University. So I decided to start my own business. So that's why I get into the tech world. So I've been running JuicyApp for 10 years now. So luckily, we still survive. So that's something about us.
Well, I think there will be a lot of exciting things regarding your current firm, JuicyApp, and a lot of students and a lot of alumni will be very much excited to know more how entrepreneurial start the journey. Okay, we can have more talk later.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
and how about you, CJ?
Thank you, Alvin. And then I would like to introduce myself. My name is Chris Jung, and I was graduate. Basically, my bachelor is graduate in 2010, and then I'm going to graduate again in CityU of the master course in global business management in 2014. So I think that one is very interesting in my career path because while I just graduate, I start to having a job like Cindy before, which is working in the VTCARO. But after 3 months later, I'm going to start to type in the Facebook. And type that is so boring. And anyone can help me. Anyone can introduce me some job. And then the other one, who I met her from the bar.
Wow.
From the bar. And then basically she's working in a group. And nowadays called UMH. Which is a main board listed company and then over 10 billion valuation now.
Wow.
It's very interesting. And then once that, I'm going to start as a PA to the chairman, but at that moment, he called himself as a GM. And after that, very interesting, and then I started from a project, and then 2011, it's going to having another GM come. And then I'm going to follow the GM as a mentor, and then I open a company called Good Union. And then I start to work with 2 companies in a row. It's not easy. And in 2012, I start to study again. So I need to manage 3. And then after that, I said I don't know if your company will bankrupt or not. And then that's why I'm going to quit it. And then very interesting. Because of my work, they are going to acquire a company in Germany, and then I become the Asia Pacific director in Germany as well for the Asia Pacific for that company. And then after that, 3 years later, and then I said it's enough. NNCP is enough for me, and then I come back to Good Union and become the COO.
Okay.
That is my job journey.
Okay. Again, Good Union, I think, has been having a very prominent presence in the field, in the space of medical device.
Yep.
So a lot of things that we can listen to CJ as well. And interesting to find that, we got one entrepreneur, and at the same time, what I call it as you're being described it as a beautiful career, that means you've got a lot of different experience, right? So I also call it as an intrapreneur, okay? Yep. So entrepreneur and also intrapreneur, and for myself, a real quick one. I was graduated in 2013. I wish, but actually it's actually 2003 in a business program which is already obsoleted, which is called International Business Japan Study.
Okay.
Right after that, I've been in a Japanese firm, selling electronic component.
Okay.
But right after a couple of years, then I start, joining my current firm called PERSOLKELLY Consulting. Has been working there for 15 years. I didn't, maybe I don't have that guts as what CJ has to moving here and there. So I've been in that firm quite steadily developed my career in multiple disciplines, including corporate training, including human resource consulting, including a lot of change management and culture, implementation projects. So I think that would have a very good mix of today, to have an entrepreneur, to have an intrapreneur, and also a consultant, to see how we be able to benefit the folks. All right, let's start talking a bit about the career planning. Okay. All right, so how did you make up your mind to pick your first job, or to start picking up your mind to start your new company? So how about we start from CJ? At that time, how you picked your first job and company?
I would like to say that, I'm always talking about how can find myself.
Okay.
Okay, and my first job, I very early to have a job which is start from secondary 3.
Oh,
yeah.
Secondary 3.
Yeah. Because I want to make money to buy some toys, and then what interesting me is at that time I'm going to follow my uncle to do the decoration job, and then after the summer, and then I just tell my mom, never do that again. So I identify the first job is not suitable for me, and the other one I'm going to stay in the street level job, promotion, the credit card as a sales. And then after 1 year, I found that I want to have the air conditioner. Yep. I don't want to make so sweating, hot in the street
you want
level.
to wear in the office.
Yep. And then after that, I'm going to break through my career. And then the third job for me is really having the air conditioner. Okay? It's all,
that is a criteria.
That's cool. That's very important.
Yep. And then after that, I said, in the future, I definitely will wear the suits, and then I'm an office boy or executive, and then that's why I'm going to find the office job. And the first office job is called Diesel. I don't know you guys know or not. Diesel, which is a garment company.
All right.
Yeah, for the jeans.
Yes.
Italian company. So and then the last one I'm going to switch in my study life is I'm going to VTC. Yep, as a EA. Yep.
So can I say that you don't particularly at that time have a very specific mindset that you have to enter what industry? But just, of course, as you said, the job should be air conditioned.
Yep.
You should wear the suit, and then would have a future path to become an executive.
Yep.
But I would just want to go a bit further for that. So, what does it mean to you for the first job? What that job taught you?
I think my first full-time job, what mean permanent job, is I would like to find myself. Okay, this is my first priority, because everything's what I would like to participate in my career path. Already done a lot of the trial. That's why I wanted to having some new insight. That's why I'm not really interested in the half government job before. I don't want to tell the brand name,
Better not.
Yeah. It's not good here.
Save it now.
It's not good. VTC. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. It's a little bit boring. Okay. So that's why I'm going to give you some challenge from the commercial world. Yeah. And that's why I'm going to join it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think it's very interesting.
I completely can hear from CJ that somehow in the career planning, it's not easy for you to figure out everything before you start. But you started in order to discover yourself, what suits you, what doesn't, right?
Yep.
So how about you, CC? I think as an entrepreneur, right? So why you didn't start yourself from being an employee, but becoming an employer?
I am a big fan of law of attraction. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you know that. So at the very beginning, what I'm thinking is, what do I want to achieve? Eventually, like say 20 years time, what do I want? And the very strong message is freedom. Freedom on like your time and something, what you want to do, and financial freedom. So what I really want to do is I want a complete freedom to decide what I want to do. So obviously I cannot go to work for someone else because someone told me to do something else, right? So, okay, I have an aim, like I want freedom. So, and then I need to think about what's inside the path, like say, what's the element inside. To be honest, you will never figure it out until today because the path is something you cannot, the milestones here, which is not something you can find out when you're sitting here. You need to walk outside and then try it out, and then the milestone will come out, and then the milestone will approach you actually. So that's the way I do is I act first rather than to think my path. I will try small steps to go like toward to my goal and see what's happened. If this path doesn't work, I will go back and then go right
Go to
another directions. So that's how I like I cannot say plan how to build my career path.
All right.
I think that's quite similar to CJ. Keep trying to find what you actually want and who you are.
I think most important point for CC is it's not going to plan.
Yeah.
Just move forward.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you move forward, you will know what's going on in the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Feel is fine.
Yep. I think that is very important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you see that, CC just mentioned that from the very beginning. Just want to have a full control in your life.
Yep.
So I'm not going to get the paycheck and need to execute the stuff that I'm being told, right? So I think that is actually the reason why you start your own business. But is the world that beautiful? I mean, when you start your job, you don't need to listen to the boss. But I'm assuming that you might need to listen to a lot of people, including investor, customer, etc., etc. So how you see that? Does it really mean that having your own company is easier or more comfortable than being an employee, or vice versa?
So first, my aim is to get freedom, so I cannot go to investor, because investor is my boss actually.
That's true.
So the fact is, the first 2 years was very, very tough. In the first 6 months, me and my partner only got 4,000 per month to survive. And in next like 18 months, we only got 5,000 per month for our like basic expenses.
Wow.
So in the first 2 years was really, really, really tough. Someone else, when they look at you, they will think, oh, it's a beautiful story. You start your own company once you graduate. But when we go back, we try to minimize our spending, and we don't have entertainment at all, and some debt too, actually.
Wow.
So it's not easy at the beginning.
Well, but I think it's always a trade-off. You want to have freedom, but at the same time, that means the supports from a certain party will be very limited. I think it's all about the decisions. Yeah. But it's quite interesting to connect with one of the questions that got from, I guess it's from a student or from an alumni called Cheng. So we got a question beforehand asking that, okay, in the journey of the career, so do you ever experience a time that suddenly a chance come to your career path, inviting you be out from the original path? I think for CJ, first of all, so do you have such a chance to move out from your career path? But later on, I think for CC is, where at the time when you are feeling very tough, right, would there be a chance come in, letting you to give up your entrepreneurial dream? Okay, maybe you can refer it later. Yeah. CJ?
Yep, I think the more interesting point is, I think I got a lot of the requests from the talent company, human talent company. I really try to having an interview. But my point is, I just go to understand what is the industry going on. Because definitely, if you are the headhunter, you will not find the other industry people to become top management in the other area, right? So that's why if someone is going to find me, definitely is the same industry. So that's a lot, really that's a lot. And then, but according to my memory, I don't think I accept anyone.
Yeah, I just want to put it in such a way that
Yep.
what is the selection criteria when you're being invited to go or not to go? So how you process your mind to judge?
Firstly, it's talking about, always talking about the path. If that company is big enough, so that if you join in there, you just become the top management. But you cannot create something. Maybe we need to join some company which is maybe around 100 to 400. It's a big difference. It's a big range, but I think this range is good enough because they are a middle company, I think, but it's not small company, small enterprise. But they are not big as well. So they will have the room to build up and then to going to become better and better in the future. So this is my point to take the consideration while I am having the headhunt interview. But the other point I would like to share to all of you is, for me, while I'm going to select the company, at least because inside the industry, if you are the top management level, you definitely will understand the other company boss already.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why you need to consider about that boss personality and what they are going to do. Basically, you will understand.
All right.
So that is my consideration while compare.
Well, I wish that, those headhunters approaching you is not my colleagues. Supposedly they got a lot of, rejection from you.
No.
But I think that is actually quite an interesting point to say that, because when looking into this question, I suppose the rationale behind is when you already got your career path, okay, you're developing about that, but suddenly an opportunity comes, whether you take or not, it's all full of temptation, right? But what I listen from CJ is, if that firm will not create you a space for you to, innovate something, create something, then you won't see it as a good opportunity. Does it mean that you are suggesting our student and alumni not to choose a big firm?
I would say, if you're going to join the big firm, that will be definitely you while you are fresh graduate. Okay? After fresh graduate, you definitely need to find a big firm because you need to learn about the culture and learn about the structure, why the other company is going to set up. But on the other way, after 3 years, my plan, because I'm going to share the how to survive in the enterprise. So my plan is going to suggest that you need to stay in the company for 3 years. And after 3 years, you need to consider if you wanted to stay it or not. You want to move or not. The reason behind is because you need to learn something outside of your job duties or your delicate categories. So after that, if you go to the small company like below 50 people, you need to do everything. You need to plan everything. You need to understand how to do the budget plan. You need to know how to do the forecast. But if you, in a big company, you're just doing the small part. I don't think that is really good. And then on the other hand, as Cindy also introduced, I'm going to move to the other company as a GM in the coming day, in June. The reason behind is because I once set up the company, I have some share and I sell already. And then I fulfill the commitment already. And then I'm going to move to the other company. I hope that company, I'm going to advertising. I hope that they can list at the IPO.
Be bigger and bigger.
Yeah, bigger and bigger. Then my career will be bigger and bigger.
All right. So
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot of sense to suggest the younger folks that starting from joining a multinational or bigger firm, learning about the system, but after that, all the decision making should be riding on whether that would provide you another opportunity to have a breakthrough in your career development.
Yeah.
So let's go back to CC as an entrepreneurial journey. Just now, as a startup boss, there are a lot of challenging moments of having just 4,000, 5,000 per month. So at that time, would there be any kind of story? Suddenly a person invites you to move out from your original path. And did you take those kind of temptation?
Actually, like what I said, how my plan, my career is, I keep trying. So actually, in first 5 years, I still go to interviews. It's easy for me to rewrite my CV, right? I can be any role. So I still go to interviews. Why I do that is I want to confirm my value in the market. So, and also I want to confirm my knowledge. so that I have more options to plan what I should do next. Just like what CJ said, you give you option to growth. So that so after many interviews, some success, some fail, and I found that I have more like voice to myself that I should keep in JuicyApp because that's the best path for me. And so that I put 100% effort in this project, a company. So, and also every year, me and my partner keep reviewing our company. Is the growth enough for us to put more effort on that, to invest our opportunity cost, time cost, and real money cost to that stuff? So that's how we do that.
I see that, I heard it from CC that an entrepreneur doesn't really have enough time to think for the other opportunity, but pretty much focus on creating things by taking a lot of actions.
Yeah, exactly.
But just now you also give me as an HR professional a very big impact saying that going to interview is just for confirming your own value. So I guess for a lot of HR folks, please be mindful to pick any candidate for interview.
Yeah.
Another very interesting question from Jun, okay? It's very specific. I'm not sure whether that is easy to answer or not. Switching a career at 28. I suppose this person is 28. Should I follow a steady paycheck? That means just following about the money that I need. Or should I go pursuing my dream?
28 or 48?
28.
28 is young. It's really young.
So you should be going for a dream.
I would say in the future, nothing is stable. Nothing is like a stable paycheck, steady paycheck.
That's true.
You know, like AI technology help moving things to automations, right? So each of us should have the entrepreneur mindset that we hustle every day, we change every day, we have to accept the transformation. So that I would say he is not compromising to a stable paycheck because stable paycheck is toxic, to be honest. Because once you get used to stable paycheck for 5 years, say, after 5 years, when the world change, you cannot change.
Okay.
You're not ready for that.
Okay.
So even for now, you're still getting the stable paycheck, but your mind cannot do that. You keep finding the opportunity outside, and you have to be prepared. If the outside world is changed, what you need to do. But at the same time, you are getting the stable paycheck. That's the perfect scenario for me, I think.
That's true. That's true. I think the whole situation is not about the paycheck, but it's all about your mindset, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I tune it a little bit to CJ to challenge you a little bit. So I'm so sure that you will say 28 is young. But at what age then people need to consider stability?
Firstly, I would say that I'm really not encouraging any people if the job is just for three years, as I just mentioned. 3 years, for me, is a benchmark to educating my staff. Actually, I wanted you to learn something and then get something from here, and then you can quit at any time. Because a company is no room set that there's success because of you. Even I'm leaving, the company will be a little bit messy, maximum for half a year. That will become normal. So that's why I just would like to mention that I have no concept about what kind of age you are going to change the job. But I would like you to define what is the stable paycheck or the attractive paycheck, or what is your dream job? Because I cannot give any comment if that is really valuable comment to you about if you think you are earning, say, 28 years old, $50,000 is not bad, right? Okay. Then you need to think about why the company need to give you this payment.
Yeah, the value.
Yep. Secondly, your dream job. What is the upcoming opportunity of your industry? So if you're going to evaluate about the ways or which one is more heavy, maybe I will think about if the dream job is talking about a very grateful future. And if you earning, I don't want to use the just,
Yep.
but if you earning 30 to 50,000 only, or I would say only, then you need to think about, is that your dream payment? For me, I'm not, even I was 28.
Okay.
Definitely, I would say that. So that's why you need to think out of the box. Is that company giving you a lot of opportunity, and is that industry is good enough? If not, then change.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
Yep.
if you didn't consider well, probably you are just getting that 50,000 to give up the possible 500,000. I completely can see that, when we do a lot of different research and when we are practicing about the human resource management, we are seeing about the entrepreneurship mindset, just like what CC is having. But at the same time, when talking about the other words called intrapreneurship mindset, it's just an entrepreneur inside and company. All right? So completely I can see one entrepreneur and one entrepreneur. What I would like to say is, I think the mindset share one very important trait is to give a try on everything. My question to you two is, tell me the biggest failure that you made and how did you recover at that time? Starting from CC?
I keep making small failures.
Okay.
Actually, I treat failure as a way to grow. So if I don't make failure in like last 2 months, I don't feel comfortable because I didn't try, right?
Okay.
But one of the setback, I would say, not actually failure, is like in 3 or 4 years time when after we start our business, we are out of cash. We don't have any money for for paychecks and for rents, and then we go for credit card loans and
Wow.
personal loans. So that's one of the setbacks, and for us to review what's going on, why our cash flow is not that healthy. So that's one of the very important lesson for me to review my business, so that I have to keep eye on my sales cycle and also my cash flow. So this is one of the biggest crises that we need to end our business. But for failures, I think failures are not like terrible. Failures should be always be with us. Every day you should make failures. So, but don't make something. So don't make like serious failures that
Right.
will kill you.
Yes.
Like
Just fall, but don't die.
yeah, fall but don't die.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that giving an echo to one of the participants' question. Liu Wei Nin is actually asking the similar things, that when you are having a problem, so how do you encounter? And what we learned from CC is all about, we learn a lot. Okay, we learn a lot from every single day's small failure.
Yeah.
So that's why without that experience of applying for personal loan with, I think, a tremendously high rate, right? So you don't start to think about cash flow, the financial management. I think that is a very good lesson.
Yeah, exactly.
So CJ, the biggest failure, biggest ever, almost died.
I think I'm going to separate in 2 areas. One is for personal. The other is for the company.
Wow.
Okay?
Don't be too sensitive for the personal one.
No, not really. But the personal one I think is interesting to everyone. What I think, or what we are going to do in the briefing, we are talking about is somehow the career path is talking about something, is talking about the luck, the lucky.
Yep.
Okay? And then what I really feel having some problem is I'm going so fast. Okay? I am really like becoming a 20 or 25-year experienced people. What I'm earning or what I am going to talk, what I'm going to do, is definitely not my age to doing. At that moment, like I think the most interesting point is, while I go to the exhibition, I need to tell some lie to the manufacturer while that one is I just worked for 1 year and then on that moment I'm not so fat, you know. and then very thin and then feel very young, teenagers.
All right.
And then I tell someone, I have a lot of experience because I learned from my boss and then I tell that I'm working for 7 years already. And then after the learning curve, I keep move faster and faster. And then finally, someone really trusts me about I'm a lot of experience already. So that one, but while compared with the other really having a lot of experience, those person or those colleagues, they were having some problem while seeing you. And then they will say that, you're just a teenagers.
Okay.
Okay? It's not easy to cover. And then that one, somehow I would like to give up at that moment. And then, you know, like CC so young and then going to employ some well-experienced person.
Yeah.
And then they were going to challenge.
Yep.
They were always going to having the barrier before your face and then said, like in the Chinese word, I eat the rice more than you. Okay? So it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And then, but for the company. Okay? After that, I do a lot of things to do it and then what my aim is going to share to all of you is always stay calm.
Yeah. Stay humble, right?
Stay humble.
Yeah.
Stay happy. And then smiling always. That's it. And then no one can damage you.
I think your very big failure is looking young. I think that is a very big failure.
Yeah, and because I'm doing the medical aesthetic industry.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think that's the reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason.
Yeah, and then the other thing is the company. Company definitely is having the very crisis moment in the COVID-19 period. Mm-hmm. Okay, because we are having lockdown for 120 days. Okay, and then what we are doing, and I'm going to promote the company, is we don't have any low pay leave, but we pay in always. Why we are doing that? Because one action will affect one family. So why we are going to affect the other family? Why don't just affecting us only?
Right.
So honestly, my income has been having some impact in that moment. But what we are going to do, okay? What we are going to do is the most valuable point, right? We are going to find some source again, and because I start from like an employee and become an investor. And I invest to the restaurant, I invest to the DNA lab, I invest to the Taiwan company. So just investor, I'm not an entrepreneur. So just investor because I'm not doing about the operation. And then at that moment, a DNA lab come from us is having the COVID-19 test kit. And then within that 2 months, within that 2 months, we having the net profit 2 months for 3 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why we are going to cover the company and then we arrange the structure and then we arrange some HR action so that we become stable again. And then after the second lockdown, third lockdown, and then we just feel that, oh, lockdown, fine. And then it's okay. It's okay, just move forward. And then we are going to do something, do the action, that's it. Yep.
Well, I think that exactly when listening to CJ and also CC, right? No matter that is actually the biggest failure or no matter that is the biggest challenges. Going back to, let's say, my expertise area, talking about agility leadership. We are embracing 3F. So first of all, fail fast. So if you are not fast enough, you even miss the chance to fail. That's the worst in life. The second F is fail small. So don't make yourself bankrupt. Don't die. Fall, don't die. So fail small. We need to have the logical thinking to hypothesize what is the right failure or the I would say it's actually the optimal failure to go for. But ultimately, when listening to YouTube's story, I completely see about the final F, which is fail forward. Somehow you learn. Somehow you learn. So don't just fail but not learning. I think that is a very essential criteria for when we face any challenge and also a mistake in life. Right? So one question we just got from the floor is asking about how should I consider to build my career path. Okay, I suppose it's actually a student. So when I'm a student, when I need to pick my first job, when considering about the current market, so can you two give some advice to them? How should they consider their career development as a first job to be picked? So how about we start from CJ first this time?
Okay, like what I'm doing, just try more. Because while you're a student, you have nothing to lose. And what you have the most is the time. So that's why just try more and then do more. Then you will find the way. At least you are going to eliminate what you don't like. Okay, so that's my advice to you. Yep. So how about CC?
For me, talk to people, talk to consultants. To be honest, yes, you have to talk to more people. And like what I said, I love interviews. Go to more interviews to like justify what's outside in the market. You need to understand the landscape because your view usually is bottom up, but the world is a top-down view. And you need to see the world by talking to more people. Like say, going to the interview to maybe ask some alumni or something used to work with you, or maybe you can open a LinkedIn account, some consultant will approach you. So I would say the first step you need to do is understand the world. Because there are so many information on the internet, I guess. There are glass doors,
a lot.
Michael Page,
Right.
something like
Right.
that. You can see your salary, even your salary growth rate, and also the market situation, right? I guess. So there are so many things you can see. So once you see through the world, understand what inside the world and your opportunity and your value, you know what to do.
This is not because I'm getting any pay to say, but do come back more to CityU. I'm serious because if not, I'm not going to see. I'm not going to meet both of you. I'm not going to know entrepreneur and also intrapreneur, and I'm not going to expand my knowledge by talking with you two. One question, which is I would say quite challenging, is how you see about the future of work. So what will happen for the upcoming market? What will be happening in the upcoming criteria for talent in your own perspective? All right. So how about I switch a little bit? So CJ, can you give your answer first?
Okay. What I feel is someone is going to tell that you need to do a big market. Maybe you need to go into the China, so that's why you can earn a lot, right? Because the market is so huge. But always something in my mind. If you cannot get success in your area, how can you go to the other area? So this is the most important point I would like to share. If you're going to do the business like CC, if you can reach 7 million of 10%, 10% of the 7 million people, I think you can do a lot of money already.
10% of them.
Yep. So that's why I don't think you need to think big at this moment. Find your way, and then try to exercise what you are going to do, and finally you will find something you are strong with. Like me, I think I'm really innovative. While I'm thinking about the campaign or the product, how to promote, like I'm more marketing person. But like the other, my mentor, my partner, he is really good in, not the professional, but he is really good in the accounting. So that's why you need to do something to understand what you are strong with. And then you need to find someone to cover what is your weakness, and you are going to cover it. So that one I think is most important. And then after that, going to comment about upcoming future of the market. I don't think Hong Kong will be so worse, but I'm not thinking that it's as well as before. Okay, this is my thinking. But 7 million people, it's good enough if you're doing the best job.
All right. So 7 million in Hong Kong, right? So I see that what CJ is advocating is in the future. It's still full of opportunity.
Yep.
So I think don't stop taking action would be one of the very important criteria for the entire talent. Any short additional input from CC? The future, how the future look like?
Future. I think unfortunately, you guys are the toughest generation. like say your future 40 years, there are no textbook for you to reference. Because all the titles at the old time, say HR, sales and marketing, will be disappear. It will become some functional team, say you are revenue optimization team. You have to get the job done to make more revenue for your company. You will not be an HR team. You will be like, say, interpersonal
Effectiveness creator.
Yeah, exactly. You'll be something like that. So you have to figure out how to get that thing done, rather than you have a textbook or some old case to follow. So that's the future, because if there's something can be extracted from textbook, I can use computer to do that.
That's true. That's true. The future is completely out of any path. And we need to make sense on that. And as a result, so don't work for only money, but make sure that we are creating value. I think that is so much important for the future. So folks, we are coming to the very last question and asking for their advice. But before that, allow me to say that, so at the very end, after their comment, so we are asking you to turn on your cam and then to have a group picture together. So try your very best now to figure out where is actually the button for doing so. And later on, after listening to their last word, then we are going to take a group photo. All right? So while you're doing that, my question to them is, putting it a more interesting way to say, okay? So CC and CJ, I think the last advice to them is, but putting in your own perspective, think back, you already started your career for around 10 to more than 10 years. So if you want to review, so date back to the dates that you are still a student, maybe you consider that, oh, I missed to do that. Oh, I didn't equip that skill. So that's why if I do that, or if I acquire that skill, then my career will be even better than now. So what is that stuff? Or what is that skill? CJ?
I'm really glad that I'm not studying hard in Excel. This is the most important font for the business world,
Okay.
Yeah.
I sincerely to tell you that please at least understand what is VLOOKUP, okay? Okay, so this is the if I'm going back to the student, if I'm studying the same subject, and then I'm going to do. But according to my understanding, if you can become the professional, will be always valuable in your company. So if you study in the business, management, whatever, okay, or even you are not studying the account, try to become the professional in your area, like if your business, CPA, okay, it's really helping you a lot, okay, in your career. And that's why I'm going to plan my daughter to become the professional in the upcoming day. I think that is really important. You done the professional, become the professional, not means you need to do the professional, but you have the knowledge. Okay. And that knowledge really will help you a lot.
So I completely wish your daughter will become a professional of Excel. All right, so I think that will be very useful. Still very useful, huh? Okay. How about you, Cici?
My one is very simple, open-minded. It sounds open-minded. It's actually quite hard. I am a subjective people, to be honest. Right. I'm quite subjective. At the old time, I cannot accept some negative comments very much. So to completely open-minded, you have to absorb negative feedbacks. Someone say bad about you, but you still feel nothing. That's not easy to do that, to become completely open-minded. So that when you become completely open-minded, you can have an ability to listen. You can sit down and listen to different voice and then choose something valuable to you. And then you have to analyze the voice and signal rationally. So I would say if I can be more open-minded in the very first 5 years,
all right,
I think my path will be more smooth.
Even more successful.
Yeah. I won't say successful, easier.
Okay.
I guess.
More effective.
Yeah, effective, yes.
All right, that's good. So thank you guys joining us for this well-equipped in this challenging career world. And I'm so much appreciated to have today's two wonderful speakers. One is CC, which is an entrepreneur, and CJ, which is an intrapreneur, telling us how we be able to fail fast, fail small, but at the same time, definitely we need to fail forward. All right? So thank you so much.